Hello guys, it's me, Nikki. Hey, how you doing? How many of you have been following me since this week? Now, for those of you who are new here, you should know that my 11-year anniversary is coming up. I've been doing the entire YouTube game for 11 years at the end of June, and it inspired me to kind of look back and see what changed. I want to take a trip down memory lane and look at my techniques, look at my products that I loved using, and just look at what I was like in 2014. And I'm doing so in a little challenge called the Then versus Now Makeup Challenge. And it's literally where you go back in time and you show on one side of your face what you used to do, like technique-wise, product-wise, what your face used to look like back in the day versus your current techniques, your current favorite products, and what you really like to do with your style nowadays. I'm going back to the year 2014 to the month of July, where I uploaded a bright rainbow eye makeup look. And I know that especially in the eyes department, my techniques have really shifted, and I wanna see what I used to do. So prepare for a lot less lip filler, different teeth, and a way more insecure little Nikki, and let's go back in time. Okay, this should be interesting, especially since we're starting off with the base. And I know that especially in the base department, I've come a long way, like a long way. I'm looking at the video called Summer Sunset, Smoky Cat Eyes Makeup Tutorial. Like, use all the keywords you can, girl.
Today I'm gonna go for my Face and Body by MAC in C1. And to give that a little bit more coverage here and there, I'm gonna slap on a little bit of the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation Stick in 0.
Girl, where's the primer?
First I'm gonna apply the face
A brush?
Really
I don't think so, honey. Okay, there are a whole lot of plot twists going on right now. First of all, no primer. Second of all, one of the most sheer coverage foundations in my entire collection. And then also applying with a brush. I have found the foundation combination. First off, the Face and Body Foundation by MAC. This is amazing if you're doing portfolio work, if you're doing like high fashion makeup because you want skin to look like skin. And then wherever I need more coverage, I said I'm going in with the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation Stick, and I'm in the color 0. Okay, so let's not prime and dive straight in. And I'm just gonna start tapping this on. That's horrible. And as you can see, that gives you no coverage at all. Okay, wait, hold on for just 1 second. There is no change. It just looks wet on this side. Nothing changed. I mean, clearly I wasn't loving myself because I gave myself nothing to work with here. This is shine. Now, I need to remind myself not to, you know, kind of shift into my new habits. I need to apply this like I would back in the day. Oh, girl, why a brush? You're not Lisa Eldridge. Okay, time for concealer.
For that, I'm using my MAC Pro Longwear in NC15.
Okay. Okay, Pro Longwear. Oh my God, please tell me you still, oh, yes. Okay, how did I apply that?
And then as always with my
a brush?
I'm buffing that in.
Stop. I remember using this combination frequently and thinking, I don't know why my makeup isn't holding up. Well, first of all, girl, where's your primer? Second of all, girl, this foundation is not for you, honey. It is not for your skin. So after I'm setting my face using the Chanel Universal Libre Loose Powder in 20 Clair, and I used this for years upon years. Now, thank the lords of makeup, we're in the present makeup days, and it's time for a full coverage beat. First, primer, and I need a hardcore primer that is gonna have my face looking nice all day long until I decide I want my makeup to go away. For foundation, the more coverage, the better. So I'm going in with the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Foundation in Bali. Oh yes, oh honey, I'm home. For concealer, I am using the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer in number 22. And I definitely am not afraid to like really amp it up underneath my eyes. Guys, nothing beats blending in your base product with a sponge. It just, for me, it hides the appearance of my pores. It makes the foundation and the skin become one. It just creates this like flawless illusion that I love so much when it comes to makeup. And then of course I'm setting using my Holy Grail powder, Fenty Beauty Butter. I know from back in the day, I would line my brows. So I would place a line underneath, a line at the top. I would fill in everything in between using a paint pot, put some clear brow gel on, and carve out the bottom and call it a day. And to me, that was like the perfect brow. It wasn't. You know, nowadays I give myself a fuller looking brow. I give myself individual hairs at the front. Like I have a full, like if I could write a novel about how I do my brows nowadays, I would. So I remember going in with a taupey shadow and just lining, literally putting 2 lines. Now I would fill this in using a paint pot by MAC in the color Taylor Gray, and I would just fill this in and brush it in, and that's it. Oh my God. My brows have come such a long way, and I thought I was killing the game. And then I would carve them out using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. That is sad. That is, compared to how much love I put in my brows nowadays, this is sad. This is even more sad than the final episode of Game of Thrones. This is heartbreaking. So just for the sake of shock value, I'm just gonna do my other brow off camera now so you can see the vast difference in 1 second. Get ready for a brow glow up in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! This is everything my heart desires when it comes to my brows. And this is, it's just, not that there's necessarily anything wrong with it, it's just, this is like the full fantasy, and this is like dreaming about having a fantasy. All right, time to move on to the eyes. Now, if you've been an OG follower, you know that MAC's Soft Ochre Paint Pot used to be one of the sentences I would say in every single video for years upon years upon years upon years. I would literally get comments saying the day you stop wearing Soft Ochre Paint Pot is the day you stop doing makeup. And I have departed from Soft Ochre so much that I don't have it in my collection right now. Guys, I'm gonna be so real with you, I'm scared. I don't know if I can still do shadows the way I used to do them, because I have created this technique now that I know works for my eye shape. I know what kind of shape really works for my eye shape. I know how to enhance. And when I look back at this video, I'm going in with my first lid shade. Lids first, crease after. This is insanity. So I remember the Sugar Pill shadows being my everything back in the day. I mean, look at how much of the pan is showing up. I always used these when I wanted a bright shade because I feel like these were the only bright shades on the market that were super pigmented, easy to work with, and just gave you that look. And we're starting off with the yellow on the lid. So packing this onto the lid. And like I also said in the video, I'm going up towards my crease, but not higher than that. Now, after the years have progressed and I have started to sort of understand my hooded eyes a bit more, I know that once I go past my crease and create my own crease, my own fake crease, it totally opens up my eyes. But it's interesting to see how over the years you start understanding your shapes a bit more.
Now I'm going in Sugar Pill's Flame Point.
And you guessed it, that is going into the middle, also going up to the crease. And like I said, only going up to the base of my crease and not any higher than that.
Next Sugar Pill color, this is Dolly Pop.
And that is going on the outer third, meeting up with the orange. Tapping this on, blending it in with the orange, and again, only going about this far up because that was my crease and that was what I was gonna stick to.
With Poison Plum, I'm kind of going to make my shape by creating an outer V. So I'm making a little line here and from there going into my crease. And then you also want to start blending that with the pink.
So that is super interesting how before the shape came after filling in my lid. Whereas now the first thing I do is go in with my crease color and determine the shape from there. Do I go for rounded? Do I go for a cat eye? Do I go for blown out and smoky? Everything nowadays for me shape-wise starts with the first step. And here I just, you know, slapped my lid on and then I was like, okay, let's see what we're gonna do next. And again, this is going into my crease. But honey, I didn't go far up at all. Like I just placed this purple above the pink. But did that tell me to go a bit higher up? Absolutely not. I am literally having the hardest time blending in the purple and the pink seamlessly because it all is so dry. Like the base is not tacky, like things are just not sticking. Things are patchy, things are not working around. And the biggest plot twist of this eye is that I'm kind of leaving that purple in place and then I go in with like this muted orange yellowy shade to buff out the crease out of nowhere. I'm like, what am I doing? So grabbing this sort of like muted yellowy orangey shade and buffing this into the crease, this is a mess.
And then you want to look down and create this new inner corner. Like that. I know it looks really strange right now, but it will tie in together at the end.
See, even in 2014, I was already creating new inner corners. Taking the purple. Now I'm gonna try and stop my future self, my current self, from pulling this too far down because I went the lowest bit downwards and I thought I was being super smoky with it. So I am controlling myself. I feel like I'm already going way too far down. Yeah, I'm probably going way too far down. Okay.
And now it's time to do the eyeliner work. Then just make a really thick cat winged eyeliner and just follow along.
Okay, so we're doing extension on the inner corner with liner, doing a fat wing. I feel comfortable doing that. Let's do that.
For my lower lashes, I'll be using my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash.
Still use that?
And for falsies, I'll be using the XO Beauty Glamourista.
That is like the softest lash I have worn since that video, probably. Okay, so I'm just gonna do all of that real quick. I'll finish up this eye and then it's time to see how I would do a smoky rainbow cat eye in the present day. Literally anyone who watches my videos nowadays knows that I am obsessed with the P. Louise base to start off my eye with. I call it the Optimus Prime portion of the eye look, and ever since I've started using this, my eyeshadow game has changed. Now, like I mentioned, what I do nowadays is I start off in my crease and I just stamp my color in and focus on the shape. After that, I focus on blending and perfecting everything and making it look bomb. But the first step for me always is my crease nowadays. So I'm picking up a pink shade and I'm just stamping this into my crease and getting all that pigment on there. And already, I'm like almost further up than the other eye because over the years, I have learned that with my hooded eyes, I just have to take it up to give myself that drama. Something I also never used to do is looking straight into my mirror. So keeping the mirror straight in front of me and looking straight into it and just kind of placing the color in my crease and above it. And with this, I am making sure that whenever I'm just looking like my normal self, you still see what is happening in my crease. Usually with all my other looks that I did in the past, my crease was like the same sort of like taupey brownish shade, and all you would see was my taupish brownish shade in the crease, and all the fun stuff I had going on the lid, you would only see if I blinked my eyes. And now I wanna make sure that I showcase what I worked very hard on. So I have determined the shape using my crease color, and now with whatever is left in that brush, I go up against the edge and apply soft miniature motions, like soft miniature circular motions to buff out that edge. And now I start working on my blend. Also, one of my all-time favorite tricks to make my hooded eyes kind of connect to my nose contouring and to make everything look more deep set and open is apply that same blending shade towards the front of the brow. So right here, I just brush it, circle it into the front of my brow, and that has completely changed my eye game. The palette I've been using for this side, by the way, is the Secret Sinner by P. Louise, and I'm actually taking that purple Addicted now to go on the outer corner. And I just start stamping that onto the outer third of my lid and crease and swooping it out. All right, and then now cutting the lid using the P. Louise Basic in Winter Rose. And setting that using a nice sparkly pinky peach pigment. Then to define that cut crease even more and add more rainbow, I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty Banana Blaze liner. These liners are life. Some yellow on the inner corner. Woo! And again, over the years, I've kind of learned to really blow up that inner corner to make my eyes appear larger. For the lower lash line, I'm picking up that purple again and applying it right here at the outer corner and connecting the outer corner towards this top portion here, following with the pink and orange. And then now would be the time for me to do a black liner, extend that inner corner, add the little bit of white to really, you know, create the illusion. But look at the difference in height, in blending, in gradation. Like, I'm not saying in any way that this is bad, it's not good either, but it's not like horrible, but this is like the glow up. Can we take a second to see the massive difference between the two? I feel like with my present techniques, my eye looks bigger, more in charge, and like it has power, baby. Whereas the other side, again, not necessarily bad, but it's like, yeah. So look at that crazy difference. Now let's move on to cheeks. Now, when it comes to doing my face back in 2014, I had absolutely no clue what I was doing because my base, the face and body, was so sort of wet that as soon as I went in with the brush, I created holes in my foundation, like it started moving and separating, and it was a messy old time. So what I would do back in the day is bronze my cheeks, period. I wouldn't bronze my forehead, I wouldn't bronze my nose, I wouldn't bronze anywhere else, because as soon as I would go in with a brush, my foundation would leave the chat. So I'm taking my bronzer on a big brush, and I'm just gonna brush it in. Back then, I wish I knew how I lift my cheeks nowadays, because I would just kind of bronze like this and see how low down it goes. Now I actually have techniques where I really lift my face and stuff. So I wish I knew back then. So see, after I did this, how it brought back some of the little spots here, like how it brought it back because it erased the foundation. This used to be like the bane of my existence back in the day. Now, over top of that, I would add contouring, and for the longest time, I would use my NYX blush in Taupe or this Bobbi Brown blush in the color Wheat, number 30. So I would go in and not go high up because I didn't know, and just follow along the bronzer and like put it way too low. Oh, well, I do have to say that this Bobbi Brown shadow in Wheat is a beautiful contouring color. Like, I might have to bring it back into my life. Okay guys, I'm really excited about this part. Just watch how different I do my cheeks now. So I go in with a bronzer and I tap it almost where I would highlight. So where you would highlight your cheekbones, I kind of put my bronzer there, and I just stamp it on and make little circles, but I never take it further in than sort of the center of my eye. Then, of course, that 10 head needs to become a 4 head. So I finally have a base that allows me to put bronzer here and to create the illusion. Now, for that exact same reason, blush was like scary territory for me, because I was like, I'm just gonna bring back the redness in my face because I'm literally pushing away my foundation. I would apply the teensiest, tiniest bit just for the camera to look like I was doing much, but I wasn't really doing much. And I would put it right here on the apple of my cheek. I really smile, ding, 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 hit that apple and pull it back. Now I just kind of blend it in with the bronzer that I just applied and make it one.
And of course, on my channel, a look wouldn't be completed with a little bit of glow. And just highlight with that first.
Now, even back in 2014, highlighter was one of my favorite things to do with my makeup routine. One of my favorites used to be Mary Luminizer by The Balm, and I would always apply it using a Morphe fan brush. I don't have that anymore, so I just take a fluffier big brush, dig my finger in there, and kind of create my own little fan brush. And I would just highlight right here. Boom. Lately, I've been really liking the Extra Dimension Skin Finish by MAC in Double Gleam, and I pick it up on a sort of slanted highlighter brush, and I go nuts. So I place it right here where you kind of see the reflection of the product already going on, and I just really enhance that and play it up. And then lately, for that glass skin kind of look, I pull it towards the top of my lip here, and that gives you that nice glass skin feel. And then I also put some on the center of my forehead, a little bit on the chin, and I always did the tip of the nose, so I can just do that freely. But what I never did on my 2014 side is do this portion here. So I am doing that nowadays all the time, so I'm just gonna try and put that on one side, baby. Oh, those cheeks got an upgrade, baby. Just look at the difference, pulled up and lifted and like, hi. Time for lips, and one thing, if you've truly been an OG follower of mine, you're gonna know what this is. This is MAC Lip Erase, and this was my staple product. My entire life, I've had super pigmented red lips, and it's something that I like always wanted to get rid of. And all I did all day was erase any single little bit of color from my lips. So you put this on your lips, and it completely blanks out all color. And the movement I'm doing right now, this would be me every hour for like 5 years of my life. If you ask my mom, pretty much my youth summed up in one gesture is this. I would always apply this and put a gloss over top. Yeah, I wish I was kidding, but my lips would look like this with a gloss over top. This nude, this deadly. I mean, the paler, the better. Looking back now, honey, that was not a good look. No lining, no lipstick, just the lip erase and the gloss, and I felt like I could take on the world. Nowadays, I have a full lip journey going on. So first, let's line. Okay, let's do a nice nude lipstick to blend in with the liner. And gloss. And there we have it, the massive difference 5 years can make in a makeup look. I think this is what makeup is all about, because even though I feel like this side right now is like my big winner, maybe 5 years from now, I look at this side and I go, ooh girl, ooh girl. I think that is what is so fascinating, fun, and exciting about makeup, is that you never ever stop learning. If you think you've nailed it all, you're not even close. And I think that is one of the things that has always kept me interested in makeup for 11 years, is that it always puts me on my toes, and I always want to learn more and new things. And this is the proof of that. Now, without any further ado, I think I have a very fitting Dutch word of the day for today's video. Of course, in my last video, the Dutch word of the day was for diversity, diversiteit. As for today's Dutch word of the day, it can only be one word, the past. Verleden, verleden. This side of my face is in the present, but this side, it's verleden. If you want to be featured in my next video, all you have to do is leave a comment down below, including the Dutch word of the day, or leave a video response on Instagram under the hashtag Dutch word of the day. Good luck. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I had such a blast doing this. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.